Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Samantha for those of you who are new to my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Louis Vuitton 6 key holder, in particular to the monogram finish that I have. I've written down a couple of things in my notebook, so I'll be talking about the general key holder itself, then the pros, the cons. If you guys want a closer look at this key holder, then watch my unboxing. I do a lot more close-ups, and you guys can compare and contrast to the wear and tear to this video, and I will also mention that as well. To start off with the general stuff, I have the monogram one, and that is the brown interior, and mine is made in France. I've had this for almost a year now, and I have to say it still smells brand new. I don't know if you guys are into that smell, but it's still on this. And I got this on May 16th for $310. Now I'm looking at the website now and it's still 310 Canadian dollars. Especially with the crazy price increases lately, I'm happy to say that this is one of them that did not go up. So since May till when this video uploads, it's still 310 Canadian dollars. So to start off with, the main difference between this one and the 4 key holder is, of course, this one fits 6 keys and the other one fits 4. And the other difference is that the space back here, you can actually fit a credit card, an ID, a bus pass, and stuff like that. It is recommended that you don't put your ID because you have your house keys and everything on here, but that is a difference because the 4 key holder is a lot smaller. You're not really gonna fit anything behind there except for maybe a bill or so, but you'd have to fold it a lot. And in addition, depending on how big your car key fob is, some people like to put it in here as well, and if it's pretty chunky, it probably won't fit in the 4 key holder. So definitely check out the dimensions on the website. For example, I'm gonna use my partner's car key fob because I don't have a car. So for example, this is what it looks like in the 6 key holder, and that's how much room it takes up. You can see that for me, if I were to put this in here, it won't actually close. It's a little bit too big for that. So keep in mind, if you guys are trying to fit a key fob in, definitely go for the 6 key holder, but even then it might not fit. And I'm gonna just jump right into the pros and cons and share the things that I've learned or things that I've found from other videos that I've watched. Starting with the pros, the first thing that I want to say for the 6 key holder is that it is super easy to use. There's no like zippers or anything. It's just a button that you open, and then you can just take out your keys by pushing it on the sides and then sliding it whichever direction you want and taking out one of these things. And then you can hook your keys onto here, or you can leave it out. Then you can just put it back in, slide it down, and then push it, and then it locks. So you can do that on either side, and it's really easy to do it. It looks a little bit harder than it actually seems, but it's pretty easy to push down. So I would say this is very user-friendly. Another pro to this is obviously it fits 6 keys. That is a lot of keys to put on. If you guys did watch my unboxing video, I did mention that I only have 1 key. But I am planning ahead. I know I will be moving out soon, have a car, have a mailbox key, all of that kind of stuff. So I didn't want to buy the 4 key holder and then end up trying to sell it or keep it and also buy another 6 key holder. So I decided to just get the 6 key holder in one go when I made this purchase. The next pro is that this is canvas and it is so durable. I am the kind of person that throws things in my bag, and especially in my Neverfull or Speedy, I just kind of like to throw it in there. Now I did get a bag insert and I have a designated spot for this, but even then sometimes I just kind of like to throw it in. And expanding on that, because this is heavy duty, like inside and outside from this canvas, I am protecting my interior of the bags from scratching with the keys. A fellow viewer mentioned in my Chanel review video to actually get a key holder so that the interior lining of my Chanel bag doesn't get scratched. So this is where I am at with this 6 key holder, and I can say that this is probably one of the best purchases out of all the Louis Vuitton items that I've gotten recently, that I would definitely keep this one, and I am so happy that I made this purchase. Another pro is that this is a classic SLG. I feel like this has been here around for so long. People are still getting it, still talking about it. and it's just functional. It's just so simple, sleek, and it does its job. And I think that's one of the reasons why I really like this one as well. So another pro that I mentioned earlier between the difference of the 6 and the 4 key holder is that you can put cards at the back. So I actually don't put cards in this normally, but as you can see, I've put 3 cards in here and it still closes. Now the thing is, if you put too much, eventually you'll have a little mark and a line here. So I wouldn't recommend doing too much. But it fits 3 comfortably. However, I would only suggest putting in 2 because it's pretty tight here. If you put 3, it ends up taking up the entire room. You can't really like push the cards out smoothly. Of course, 3 does work, but I would go with 2 if you guys want something quicker. Another pro that I realized with this, it being the size that it is, the canvas and everything, I am able to do everything one-handed. So sometimes I'm in a rush, I'm holding everything and I just need to get into the house. I just like unpop it with one hand and I kind of open that and then I just grab my key and then I am good to go. So this is super handy, especially if I have to carry something in the house like groceries or a box and it's just a little bit harder, or I'm in a rush. This makes all the difference, and that is one of the biggest pros I would have to say out of all the other ones I've listed. Another pro is that this SLG fits in most SLGs as well. So I have my pochette accessoire here, and basically this fits in here really well. There's lots of room. So it's definitely something you can just take with you and you don't have to take out your keys and try to accommodate a smaller bag that you're trying to take out. And of course, even my mini pochette in the scale finish, I actually take this with me and I put it in my mini pochettes. So it does take up a lot, but for a small bag that I just want to grab and go, this is all I need. I can just throw a couple of cards in here, a lip balm, and I'm pretty much good to go, and I'm okay with that. So just so you guys know, it does fit in most SLGs, but depending on the size, it might take up a little bit more. But for a bag this size, it fits really well and you have lots of space. So that's a big pro for me, so I don't have to move things around. It's kind of like the idea where you have a big wallet and you need to switch purchases and you're trying to move everything from that big wallet to a smaller wallet, and that just kind of gets annoying. So I have never taken this apart ever since I got it and started using it. The last pro that I can think of is that this you can get hot stamped. So I know people have gotten it either on the middle or on the side before, but for me, I just plan to keep it, I guess, simple and clean, just in case if hypothetically I ever need to sell this, which I probably won't, but I still do like how clean it is. And that is definitely something you guys can choose to do if you guys do like your items personalized. The last pro that I want to mention is that the price for this is pretty good for what it is, and basically comparing it to other options as well. So I'm gonna pull some other options in comparison to their prices. So the first one that I have is this Miu Miu keychain, and this one is $395. It looks like you can still fit 6 keys, and this one has 2 buttons and a little bow at the front. So you do get more of like that leathery design at the front, but of course this one is practically $85 more. And the next one is a Prada key holder, or key case they call it. This one only fits 4 keys and it's $460. But additionally, you also have another key ring, but I personally don't know if I would use that. But for something that is more than $100, this is another option. And of course, Chanel. This key holder fits 4 keys and it is $750. Of course, this is totally different. It's calf skin and all of that. But generally for $310 for this 6 key holder, in comparison to the other fashion houses, I have to say this is probably a steal, and it's a staple, and for sure you can't go wrong with this. Going into the cons now, the first thing that I want to mention is the wear and tear of the button. Now, because this one is pretty shiny, you can definitely tell that it can get scratched, and it's pretty much inevitable, especially if you have a big tote bag and things are hitting against other things. And it's one of those things that you can be really careful about yourself and constantly watch it, put a sticker on it, but eventually it's gonna get this kind of tarnished look, and it's just going to be one of those things that I would say is a con, because if people do really notice and care about this, I would consider it a con. But of course, this is natural wear and tear. And in addition, in regards to the button, not in particular to the 6 key holder, I know my friend has the Victorine wallet, I think, but it is also, I think it is powder coated, I'm not sure, but it was fuchsia, and I know this one comes in different colors as well, and it actually chips off with that color over time. Now, I did hear from other viewers on my channel saying that you can get this replaced or change it to this one, but you do have to pay, or it is also complimentary. That I'm not too sure, but if you guys were to get this, I would suggest just getting this because it will basically just scratch from normal wear and tear, but if you guys get a colored one, it might chip off eventually. Now, of course, get what you guys like, but this is just something that I've noticed from my wear and tear and the comments that I've been getting from my other videos. One of the biggest cons to the 6 key holder that I have learned from watching other videos is that you really need these circle key rings in order to make your keys work. Because if I didn't have this space, let me say it's 1 inch approximately, then my key would be here. And I would have to hold my key and my key pouch to unlock the door, which it's not comfortable. But because I have this space now, my key holder is a little bit farther away from me and I can completely grab and unlock my door and do whatever I need to do, like that. So because of this space, it makes a huge difference. It's not too bad because your key isn't going to be sticking out too much either with this space. I would highly recommend it because for sure, if you are putting your keys directly on this, you're not gonna have enough room to have it hang out and hold it like this to use. You're literally going to have your keys sticking out like this. So definitely get something like this if you guys are planning to get the 4 or the 6 key holder. It makes the biggest difference. Another con, I sort of mentioned earlier again, comparing it to the 4 key holder, is that sometimes these don't fit your car key fobs, and it depends on what size you have, but considering this is pretty small already, it will definitely stick out first of all. And if I did attach it directly to it, mine does not close, and it is so close to closing, but I'm pretty sure if I push it in like this, I can. But again, I'm forcing it, so over time, if I do put more keys in here, and keep in mind, I only have 1 key and a keychain in here, and this is so far closing if I forced it, but if you do have more keys in here, I can't guarantee that your car key fob will fit in here comfortably and not ruin your key holder. Now, the other con is not too crazy, but it's something that when you use, you notice. So I'm right-handed, and when I open this, it's right side up. But when I'm reaching for it, and you know, you either have to remember to make sure that it's this way when you open it, or if you're left-handed, I don't know how that works, but if you open it this way, let's just say, it's upside down and everything just kind of falls out. And I can only imagine how annoying that is if you guys have more keys than I do. So it's just something that I notice when I put into my purse and take out and open, that I have to make sure that I see this on the top of my purse. So when I'm putting this in, this is what I see. And when I'm reaching for it, that I open it like this way. So I'm able to just do that. It's not a deal breaker, it's not terrible, but it's just something that I noticed from time to time when I'm using it, just because it's a one-way, I guess, opening flap. It's not terrible, it's not a deal breaker, but it's just something that I noticed. So I just wanted to put that under the cons list. So that is it for this 6 key holder review. It was pretty short. I haven't used it completely to, I feel like, its full potential and seen its wear and tear because of this pandemic. We are home, but I am using this. It is still in my purse. You can definitely see the wear and tear already. So just from my personal experience for now, I wanted to talk about everything that I have found. Of course, later on, I can do always a future review for all of my bags, SLGs, and all of that down the road, like 2 years down, 5 years down, and all that kind of stuff, just to see how it all goes. And of course, if you guys do have any other questions, leave it down in the comments below, because I also would love to learn anything that you guys might bring up. And like always, if you guys are new to my channel, it would mean so much to me if you guys would hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in my next video.